How's it going, vaqueros, and welcome back to the channel. If you've been living under a rock, you probably missed the fact that Warzone 2 just came out like literally a few days ago, and with that we got some tuning adjustments for Modern Warfare 2, and among those changes we did get some shotgun changes among a nerf as well as a buff. So what we're going to do is just go over those specifically and talk about what changed and all that kind of jazz. So if we take a look at the patch notes, we can see what changed, and in a stroke of irony, for some reason they put the Lockwood 300 in the marksman rifle category, which is kind of funny, and I don't think they meant to do that. But basically the shotgun, the 725 2.0, did in fact get a range reduction. So the way shotguns work in this game, if you go to sim.gg, you'll see there's a bunch of different ranges, but you'll see at some point the damage cuts off to where you can't get a one-shot kill. And for this gun in particular, that range was about 14.7 meters. Shout out to sim.gg, by the way, go check out their site. So basically, you could one-shot prior to this nerf around 14.7 meters with the base gun, no attachments. Now, what they changed was basically those ranges are reduced, and that max one-shot kill potential range for the base gun is sitting at about 13.8 meters. That's hand-tested, so it could be maybe a tenth of a meter or so off. So what that really means for your builds is not really much is going to change, since it was really just reduced overall. You know, those ranges you had, they may not be as great for one-shot kills as far. They're still going to be probably the best overall in the shotgun category, but it's just not going to be quite as far. And to me, that's okay. I don't really think you need to change your builds or anything. I think you're just going to notice, hey, I can't really stretch my range as much, which is fine. That's fine. We can make it work. I really don't think this is going to really hurt the gun that much. So I think we're okay. I don't really think you have to worry too much about this gun being like, you know, completely useless now. Not by any means. Up next in the changes, we have they increase the close range flinch on all shotguns. I'm not really sure if that means that the shotguns, when you use them, you'll have more flinch when you get shot. I don't think so. I think it means when you use a shotgun, you'll deal a little bit more flinch, but I don't really have any like values tested beforehand. And it's just flinch. It's not really that crazy. Just know that if you shoot someone, they're probably going to have more flinch. I'm assuming that's what that means, but this isn't really a huge change, so don't really worry about that one. And for the last one, we actually got a buff for the Bryson 800, which is kind of cool. I don't really think it needed it, but hey, that's awesome, right? So what happened is they have a close range damage increase and a hip spread increase. So for hip spread increase, that's basically just saying that your hip fire is wider now, so your pellets are going to go out a little bit further. But I haven't noticed a huge difference when I've been playing with the gun, so I don't really think that's super crazy, and you should be aiming down sights most of the time anyway. But with this close range damage increase, I went in and tested it, and I was thinking, okay, well, how many pellets does it take to kill? And as you can see from the footage, all it takes is one pellet to kill in your close ranges. Now, how far is close? Like, what distance is that? Well, generally, it's about that 3-meter mark. And if you look at sim.gg, you'll see there's a cutoff around 3.3 meters. So for this gun, it's going to be 3.3, but it also seems to affect the Bryson 890, because I did the same thing with the Bryson 890. I was getting one pellet kills, which you couldn't really get before at all. And yeah, you could still one pellet kill with the Bryson 890 in that close first damage range, which was about 3 meters. So basically for both of these guns at the 3-meter mark, if you hit just one pellet, they're gone, they're dead, they're kaput. So that's really awesome, because it's going to make close gunfights a lot more consistent and in your favor if you're in their face. Now, shooting their legs, I don't think will net you that one-shot kill because of the damage multipliers on the leg, but basically as long as you're hitting your shot decently enough, I mean one pellet, you're fine. You're gonna get the kill, which makes builds like with those really wide hipfire spreads a little bit more viable as long as you can get in their face and really push. So that's just about gonna do it for this video, guys. Sort of a little quick update video I wanted to push out to get some information out to you guys, but basically 725 not as good as it was, but still really good. The Bryson 800 is a little bit better than before, and that's really all the changes there is to note. Now, I do want to point out, Warzone 2 just came out, and I know a lot of people are going to be asking if I'm going to cover the Warzone 2 shotguns, and to that I say I'm going to try, but it's really difficult to test and get numbers and all this kind of stuff I'm used to without plunder, because there is no plunder game mode. There's basically a giant map, and I have to spawn in, get a gun, and then find my other account and do the same thing, and you know, and kind of find a spot that's away from people and shoot and test and measure the damage and measure the health. So it's a little complicated in this right now, but at some point they'll probably add plunder, they'll make it easier for us, and maybe there's a way I can test right now. But just know that Warzone 2 videos are coming, at least an overview for some of the shotguns soon. So with that being said, guys, I want to know down in the comments, what do you think about these changes? What do you think about the shotguns now? And what do you think about Warzone 2 and the shotguns in that? So with all that being said, guys, I will see you in the next shotgun video.